Hello, my name is Matt Marx. I'm the Bruce F. Failing Senior, Professor of Entrepreneurship at the Charles H. Dyson School of Applied Economics and Management, which is part of the Cornell S.C. Johnson College of Business. My research focuses on reducing the barriers to the commercialization of science and technology. Now, I want to tell you about one project where the point of departure was to understand the factors that explain the successful commercialization of university research. Every year, tens of billions of dollars are invested at universities, but many of those discoveries remain stuck in the ivory tower, so to speak. Now, almost 200 academic papers have been published just to try to understand why that happens. But until now, it's been difficult to understand those causes because it's hard to account for what we call unobserved commercial potential. That is, how do you know whether the science conducted at, say, Princeton has the same commercial potential as the science conducted at Rutgers? You might assume that Princeton has better science, but it turns out that Rutgers has more discoveries that become commercialized, for real. Now, what we do is we look at twin scientific discoveries, sort of like CRISPR, where two different scientists come up with the same idea at the same time. That way, we can compare what happens to the same idea at two different institutions with two different teams of researchers. And what we find defies the conventional wisdom. It doesn't so much matter where you are or how many venture capitalists are in your neighborhood. It also doesn't matter so much who you are or how famous you are. What matters most is whether you and your collaborators have prior entrepreneurial experience. What also matters is whether the scientific discovery team is interdisciplinary. Now, why does that matter? Because university presidents are always calling for more interdisciplinary research. But these calls often fall on deaf ears because the scientific profession usually rewards focus in a single scientific discipline. But when it comes to commercialization, it is the combination of disciplines that yields commercializable results. Now let me turn to another paper that was actually published on Labor Day last year in the journal Organization Science. It's titled Employee Non-Compete Agreements, Gender and Entrepreneurship. Now, it's well known that there's a gender gap in entrepreneurship. Less than 20% of ventures worldwide have even a single female founder on the founding team. But the reasons why remain elusive and are hard to change because it's hard to change attitudes and biases. And what I establish in this paper is a policy lever, something that can be changed by the judiciary or by the legislature, and where even the White House last summer announced its intent to get involved, and that is the enforcement of employee non-compete agreements. And these agreements affect nearly half the science and technology workforce and nearly a fifth of all employees in the United States. Using nearly a quarter century of data on all U.S. taxpayers, I observed that when women are subject to stricter non-compete agreements, they're about 15% less likely to start new businesses than are men. And what's worse, women are even less likely to start high-potential businesses, that is, the kinds of businesses that generate jobs and innovations, when they're subject more strictly to non-compete agreements.